Oh God, it's been a while. Can I be vulnerable with you right now? I really don't know how long it will take for this to be all cramped up in this little video, but I want to see if I can motivate a woman today, a fellow queen, a fellow sister. I know things like this don't go viral, and I know things like this is overlooked, but hear me out. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sharita. They call me Ri. I have a business called BBM Ri. I have multiple other small ones that I want to try launching, but we hit roadblocks, and without support, and you have to work your 9 to 5 to fund it. You being alone, it's a lot. No support, no family. Let me tell you how I got here. The life I had before was unimaginable. And forgive me because I'm not using a script like everybody else is. I'm coming to you fully transparent, fully honest, fully out there. So forgive me if I'm not put together doing this. For those of you who don't know me, I used to play tennis. I used to play competitively. I used to play in high school back home. And it was amazing. Guys, you should have seen me. I'll see if I can post a picture of right here. My next step was continue to play competitively until I'm seen by a scout, or submit videos to colleges to see if I can get into a college in the US. And I wanted to be a divorce lawyer, realtor lawyer, realtory or whatever. But I wanted to be a badass, But God had different plans for me. He really did. In the peak of everything, I was going to tournaments, finally in my mode of yes, I feel it coming, whatever it is. I supplied videos to colleges, and I had over 13 colleges reply that, hey, we need you, and we'll give you a full ride. As being taught by my mom that men are horrible, just so that a young teenage girl doesn't end up in the situation of the mother's worst nightmare of being a mom at 15. So hated men coming up, I was like, I'm not gonna ever, ever, ever date or have a child or anything. I was gonna be like my mom and rescue kids, adopt them, and raise them as my own. But God had a specific plan to make me a single mother at 15. Shattered my tennis dream, shattered any dream I had of becoming a lawyer. I was depressed, and being young, it was a shock to me. I didn't want to eat. I just wanted to die all the time. Pills and everything. I've been to many doctors. They were like, what's going on? Oh, she's 15. She had other plans and she was very active. So this is a big thing for her. So we just have to be there for her and support her. And luckily my mom was not the average woman. She did not abandon me. She didn't throw me out like everybody else would at these days. But most parents these days, they do keep their kids when they make mistakes, and they teach them to not do it again. Fast forward to my life. I had my son. I grew to love him. I changed. I was a great mother. Reset my life again, and I'm back in tennis. I was hitting it. I was going to tournaments. I was winning. I was doing the best that I can. I was like, okay, can't go to college now because I'm aged out, 24. What can I do? In the midst, I had failed relationships. I tried dating guys here in the U.S., being that I was in the islands, and some of them just didn't work out. They just showed me why they were single. Nobody wanted them. I knew why. After the last one was very controlling, I said to myself I was going to stop dating, stop looking for anything that God did not want for me, and I was going to focus on tennis and do the best that I can to maybe even open my own tennis academy or whatever, just leave my country. Because there was no opportunities. So it's very hard. When you're a woman that wants to grow and your destiny, you can feel it in your blood, is to never work for another person again, is to make your own dream a reality in helping other women around the world, whether it's in business, whether it's sharing my faith with God, or is it helping them to go to school or achieving the dreams that they couldn't because they got caught up in life of being a single mom or dealing with dumb men. In one of my tournaments, I met a guy from here. He was white, he was older, And I was like, no, God, you can't do this right now. I just made the plan that I'm going to do my life the best way I can, focus on my goals. I can't do this right now. Fast forward, it was great. He just didn't want to leave me. We had a relationship to the point we got married. Never left my side. And I thought it was, hey, that was love. No, it wasn't. It was an abusive, controlling, narcissistic bastard who I thought was hiding under something else. Your knight in shining armor, as they all do right now. I had 2 more kids. They're all mixed. Beautiful babies. Here are the pictures. Yes, girl, yes. Beautiful babies. When I had my 3rd child, my daughter, which was my miracle baby, by the way, because I hated him so much to the point I never wanted to have any more kids with him. I was just planning my way to leave, because it's very hard to end up with a narcissistic, abusive person that you're trying to leave, but it's hard. People think that, hey, why don't you just pick up and leave? It's not easy, especially when you have kids. You have to know if they're that violent. You have to have a proper plan and structure to leave. Otherwise, you're putting your kids in danger and yourself. So I had to have an emergency C-section. I was coming here to have her in the U.S., but I couldn't because the night before I got the kicked out of me. She arrived, and a few weeks later, I saw my life flash before my eyes when he became more and more controlling. I found myself underneath his work boot on my neck, and I saw my kids crying. And at the time, my little girl was young, so she didn't know what was going on. But my oldest son just ran underneath the bed or in the closet, wherever he could find when things happen like that, which traumatized him, of course. And I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. At the time, I was back in my country with him because he wouldn't leave me alone. And when it did happen, cops were called here in the U.S. when we were here, and decided to go back home, and he followed me there. I gave him another chance. And you know how it works. You give them chances, they're sorry, and it just ends up till you're in 6 feet under. Fast forward, I brought him to court. I left with the kids. Like, I literally just picked them up, put them in the car, drove to the station. They got me situated. We went to court. They deported him from my country. You ever heard of a white man getting deported from a third world country? That made headlines. So I started to think in depression and being a single mom, being there, didn't have opportunities. What am I going to do? Because I can't afford anything. My kids need food. At the time, I was just in this downward spiral of just wanting to die. At one point, I'm not scared. I'm going to share this. At one point, my mom left me with them, and they were just running rampant, and everything that was happening, I couldn't provide. We didn't have food. My mom did everything she could, and she wasn't working. She was out of age of working. I sent her a text, and I was like, Mom, with a heavy heart, I think you need to come and get the kids, because I feel like the devil is nudging me to burn the house down with everybody in it, including us. She rushed home, grabbed the kids, and she said, you have to find a different solution. Like, you have a visa, go to America, work, see what you can do to make it better. That way you can find purpose again. I came here, it was a show. And everybody should know, when you come here, it's a land of opportunity. No, when you come here, you go through homelessness, you go through abuse, you go through people that think you can trust them, and you bounce from house to house. I ended up homeless 6 times. I finally found some private work I could do as a CNA, staying with somebody that had it. Their mom needed help, but they wanted someone to live there 24/7. And you know, people here ain't doing jobs like that. But it paid good money, and it gave me a place to live. Fast forward, I started a small business. It was a herbal health. It still is. I'm working on rebranding it right now. I went through a lot that women here would say, oh, I can't do this because of that. Listen, if I overcame abuse, assault, being raped, and going through the process of trying to survive, and I didn't have any resources or family, and you do, I think you can more than make it everything you can to get off your ass and get up. Invest in a small business. Start that business. Find your suppliers and get it going. If I can do it, you can too. If you want a part 2 of more explanation of my story, you can follow here for more. I will try my best to come out as much as I can. I don't have much time. I pray that you support my journey right now, because I am halfway where I need to be. I just wanted a community of women, of small business women who will understand, and for me to also motivate them and letting them know that with God, everything is possible. I don't have support, and I still need a little help, but I pray this bless your heart today to keep going, get up. God got us. We'll get through. Love you. Bye.